Hey friends, so I'm Tim Alatorre from Domum, architect, and I'm standing here in front of the temple of the Sacred Family, El Templo de la Sagrada Familia, in Barcelona, Spain. And this is definitely a bucket list item for me. I've been learning about this building since I was a wee lad. Ever since I decided I wanted to be an architect, everyone's been talking to me about it. In fact, about 18 years ago, when I was living here in Spain as a missionary, everyone knew I wanted to be an architect, and they were giving me books and talking to me about it. And I never got a chance to come over here to Barcelona. I was always in the central and southern parts of Spain. So it's taken me 18 years to finally get over here. And wow, what an experience. We came here, our tickets were at 7, and we were able to be here. You can see the light, the sun setting. And inside, it was like fire. The light was just magnificent as it was coming through, and I'll show some video and some photos after I get done talking. You know the drill. And magnificent experience. This really, we owe this temple here, and just, it was just consecrated in 2010 by the Pope, can't remember which one. And he gave it the title of a minor basilica, which is a very special designation. And it really is the passion of architect Antoni Gaudí, who tragically died in a tram accident in 1926, almost 100 years ago. And a decade later, during the Spanish Civil War, some of the rebels broke into his workshop and destroyed his models, burned his plans, quite a few of them. And it took 16 years to piece together his vision, and work finally commenced again in the 1950s. And then 1910, it was consecrated by the Pope. And today, 2019, it's a functioning basilica. And they're having Mass here in a few minutes, and so they just closed down the tours. I think Mass is at 8:30. But it's still not done. And they're pushing real hard to finish it by 2026, which will be 100 years since Gaudí's death. And they're saying structural completion in 2026. There'll still be some finishing touches that will take a while. But there's still 10 more towers, plus the central tower that still need to be completed. Absolutely phenomenal. For how much has been done, I mean, it's a wonder of the world. It's a wonder of the world. And just the detail, and I'll show some videos after this. Right here, we're looking at the Passion facade, and this was never completed during Antoni Gaudí's lifetime. In fact, on the other side, the Nativity facade, that was almost completed, and anyways, you can look it up on Wikipedia. It's magnificent. What I wanted to talk about, though, was a quote that was inside from Antoni Gaudí. He said, first, I can't remember the quote now. First, I'll put it right now. The quote is coming up over my face. You can read it. Okay, so you've read that. And I wanted to talk about that passion, that love, right? And one of the things Domum has is our system, and I've talked a lot about that. And we pride ourselves in the value that we bring to return on design. We bring a lot of value to our projects, to both monetary and then also things that are not quantifiable, like quality of life, and some things, longevity of the building, overall long-term cost of the project, maintenance, that kind of thing. But really, all of that is secondary to the passion and the love that we bring to architecture. And one of the things that I've just, the last couple of weeks I've been touring here in Europe. And last year, most of my staff, not me, most of my staff was able to take a week off and come and travel around Europe and be inspired by the masters, right? A couple weeks ago, I was in Chicago, and I got to tour Frank Lloyd Wright's studio and his workshop. Earlier this trip, I was in Sacré-Cœur in Paris, and I was at Saint-Chapelle, and I was in St. Paul's Cathedral just a couple days ago. Architecture is passion. It's a love for creation and design. Good architecture, right? But even any project, even if it's a small little kitchen remodel, or you're trying to, open a dentist's office, or whatever your project is, you as our client, when you come to us, it's the biggest project for you, right? You have things on the line, and I talked about this in previous videos. We understand the weight that's on your shoulders when you go to build a project, and your passion and your love. We have a fantastic project right now under construction for the Alston family, and they're in there, they're blood, sweat, and tears the whole way through. They've been working on it, and they're doing a lot of the work. It's their passion. It's their house. It's their dream house, right? This magnificent creation behind me isn't just the passion of one architect. I'm Tony Gaudi. There's thousands of people who have worked on this through the years, and there's millions of people around the world who've been touched as they've come and they've seen it and they've experienced it. And now this project really belongs to the world, right? I contributed a little bit today with my admission ticket, but there's people that have dedicated their whole lives to this project. At Domum, we have that passion. We've dedicated our lives to helping you, our client, create something, right? Create something important for you. The technique and our systems and the things that we bring to the table, yeah, those are important. Don't get me wrong. Those are secondary to passion. Anyone can have a system. Anyone can help you to make a space that feels more like home. Anyone can bring value to your project. Now we feel that we do that better than most, and we bring all three of those and more, right? And all of that becomes because of our passion and our love for the creative process, for construction, and for you, our clients. So with that, I will stop talking, and I'll show you some of the video and photos from inside this magnificent structure that's dedicated to God. And if you want our passion on your next project, make sure you give us a call. And if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. And with that, here's the footage I shot.